One can't imagine the internet without memes nowadays, and it seems that wherever we go online, memes are already there. According to the Wikipedia definition, a meme acts as a unit for carrying cultural ideas, symbols, or practices that can be transmitted from one mind to another through writing, speech, gestures, rituals, or other imitable phenomena with mimic theme. Thus, memes can also reference pop culture, comic books, movies, and video games. Let's look at the most popular memes that originated from our beloved games. If you played Bethesda's Skyrim, you probably encountered many NPCs with the similar symptoms, the dreadful arrow to the knee.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.
Well, a line of dialogue that repeats in such a big sandbox game is something to be expected. What many people don't know is that it actually means something, and it's not like Skyrim is full of marksmen who only shoot at people's knees. Taking an arrow to the knee in Nordic culture meant getting married, thus ending the career of a lone adventurer. It's no surprise that so many guards took an arrow to the knee, it means they settled down. Another catchphrase from Skyrim is the famous Fusroda, which we've heard as early as the first trailer. Dragonborn's shout means literally strength, balance, and push. The catchphrase is both epic and hilarious, and no wonder it made its way to the meme culture. Back in the 80s and 90s, not much thought was being put into localizations. Sure, a thing got censored here and there, but most of the time a lot of meaning and context got lost in translation, and the translators themselves were free to do whatever they wanted. This resulted in many cases of broken English or even missing letters and words. It will take a while to name all of such atrocities, but the most famous one comes from the opening scene of Zero Wing. All your base are belong to us. Since the initial release of the game, the phrase has appeared in other media and countless games. Why? We don't know, as the entire dialogue from the scene is full of bad English.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
The seemingly limitless freedom of the GTA series comes at a price, with players constantly exploiting the games and creating the most absurd and comical scenarios. The most popular one when it comes to memes is GTA San Andreas, with its approach to racial stereotypes and portrayal of the police. Apart from that, the AI and some of the game's mechanics make up for some silly situations. The most popular meme from San Andreas comes from one of the earlier missions that seemed to be a traumatic experience for some. In that mission, called Wrong Side of the Tracks, we had to follow a train with some enemy gangsters while Big Smoke was trying to shoot them down. Before we finally got it right, we failed multiple times and our companion always complained, like we were some kind of moron who couldn't complete a simple task. And that wasn't a simple task.
Jason! Jason!
Quantum Dream's acclaimed Heavy Rain has some great dramatic moments, despite the game being made up largely of QuickTime events. And as you all know, anyone and anything can be made fun of on the internet. That was the case with the mall scene, one of the earliest levels of this interactive drama. The protagonist's son, Jason, got lost in the mall and we had to look for him. The dramatic search quickly became comical as he witnessed a command, press X to Jason, and heard the name shouted repeatedly by the hero. Not only did Jason make his way into memes, but also into many parodies and even a small game.
Congratulations. The test is now over. All Aperture technologies remain safely operational up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin. Rest assured that there is absolutely no chance of a dangerous equipment malfunction prior.
The artificial intelligent GLaDOS is pretty much the focus of the two Portal games, with some amazing dialogue and quotable lines. However, the most famous meme that came from Portal is about a cake. Throughout the game, we were tasked with various objectives, while the said cake was supposed to be our source of motivation. After a while, we realized that there was no cake, and the whole concept was an illusion. Thus we learn, the cake is a lie. The line was since spoofed in many games, like for example Witcher 3, and is used when a motivation of a seemingly Herculean effort turns out to be a fictional carrot on the stick in the end. No matter how hard you try, there's no cake in Portal.
Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
GTA 4, which was much darker than the previous San Andreas and Vice City, is not the fan favorite like other entries in the franchise. For many, the tone of the game didn't sink in well, and some even claim that the game takes itself too seriously. Despite all of that, Niko Belec's dark adventure had some interesting elements and ideas that later on got explored in GTA 5. In GTA 4, a certain gameplay element allowed us to hang out and socialize with the supporting cast, which eventually resulted in some interesting rewards. A friend could call us at any time and invite us to spend some time together. What instantly became a meme was Roman's constant nagging to go bowling together. And so, we'd be stealing a car or running away from our enemies when our cousin would casually insist on dropping everything and meeting for a few rounds at the bowling spot. Sure, Roman, I just killed a few people and I'm bleeding to death, but I'm on my way. I don't need to tell you how much everyone hates Roman and bowling now, do I?
I never asked for this.
The hardcore Deus Ex fandom disregards the existence of the second game in the franchise for many understandable reasons. Luckily, 2011's Deus Ex Human Revolution is widely regarded as a good game. The cyberpunk dystopia, the soundtrack, and the player freedom, it all just clicks and makes up a great action RPG with stealth elements. However, as Heavy Rain proves it, when a game takes itself too seriously, the fans will surely make fun of it at some point. The famous quote, delivered in a raspy voice, "I never asked for this," was first heard in one of the game's first trailers and can be heard a few times throughout the game. Despite being quite dramatic and referencing Adam Jensen's personal tragedy as he becomes augmented after a fatal injury, in memes it refers to a disappointment or a negative surprise. And so, we can see the game's protagonists in various absurd situations, either having asked for it or not having asked for it, depending on the outcome of the meme. I doubt that the creators of the game asked for such a silly meme in the grim futuristic world of Human Revolution. Those are the most popular memes from games we could think of, but there are many others out there. If we missed your favorite, let us know in the comment section below, and we might just do a second video like that. I mean, if you really want it. As always, I'm Jordan, keep it real, and keep it here at GamePressure.com.